We're in Cornwall!
I'm Tom.
And I'm Hannah, and we're taking our newly converted van on its first road trip.
And what better place to do so than Cornwall?
So this morning we went over to Truro to see our friend Annie, who we met in New Zealand, and it was so nice to see her. And now we've come down to St Michael's Mount, which you can see behind us here. I've been to the one that's like similar in France, so it'll be really interesting to compare this one to it.
St Michael's Mount is connected to the mainland by a causeway, which is only accessible at low tide, so we've arrived at the right time, but there are boats which are £3 to help you get across if you arrive at high tide. Anyway, let's go check it out. Ooh. So we've just made it onto the island and we're walking along the harbour to get to the checkpoint. It costs £28 to get onto the island at peak season, so even if you get to the causeway, you'll get turned away at the gate if you don't have one of these tokens, which shows that you have paid.
History and legend of this island date back centuries, with its links to the story Jack the Giant Slayer, as well as the apparent appearance of Archangel Michael, hence the name St Michael's Mount.
Construction began in the 12th century, and it changed from church to castle to home.
We spent some time exploring both the interior and the grounds, taking in the history and the incredible views.
We've just come back across the causeway from St Michael's Mount. We went all around the castle, which was really interesting. Sadly, the gardens were closed today because they're closed on weekends, but we did manage to take a look at them from above.
And now we're just heading back to the car and we're going to head over to Treen because that's where we're going to camp out for the night and go and explore that area. So yeah, we're going to head there now. Using this massive horse box as like a protection on these country roads.
They are quite tight. I'm glad that we're in a small van and not a massive motorhome. We have arrived at our park up for the night. It's not an official campsite, it's called Treen Car Park. It's £12.50 for the night. It looks like there's loads of other van people here, and you can only stay for a maximum of 3 nights before you have to move on, but it's a perfect pitch up. We're so close to a beach. We're about half an hour walk from Minack Theatre, so I think we're going to go check that out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm really excited. There's a pub nearby, so we could go and get a pint after dinner.
Or we could just skip making dinner. We could just go have a pub dinner.
We could go and have a pub dinner. That's a really good idea.
So the car park that we're staying in, it doesn't have a toilet itself, but there are public toilets right next to it. And we've spotted that there is a cafe right next to it as well, so we're definitely going to have to check that out in the morning. But if you want more of like a campsite right next door here as well, there is a campsite, which obviously has showers and all the facilities, and I think that's about £26 a night. So right now we saw a sign for a rock, some sort of rock, so we're walking to that now because it wasn't that far away.
We cannot get over just how gorgeous the water looks. It is such a beautiful blue.
And it's really fun exploring these rocks. It feels like the Fairy Glen in the Isle of Skye.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
The like rocks and the little paths. It feels like a very like secret little fairy island.
This is what I absolutely love about doing road trips to a place that you're not really familiar with, because you just see a sign saying Logan's Rock. You think, oh yeah, we'll go and have a look, and you just come across the most amazing places like this.
This is like a proper little adventure. It's fun. Wow. It just keeps going and going. We've been like climbing these rocks for ages, and every time we turn a corner it's just more and more and more. They're really like unique looking rocks. They almost look like one massive giant like fossil or something.
Behind me, up on the cliff here, is Logan's Rock, which used to move if you pushed it. It used to sway. And then in 1824, a group of sailors pushed it into sea to prove the might of the British Navy. This angered so many people that the higher-ups of the Navy ordered the men to put it back, which cost £130 and nearly bankrupted the leader of the men that pushed it into the sea. When they put it back, unfortunately, it didn't sway anymore.
We couldn't come to Cornwall and not get a rattler. So we didn't really plan on doing this because we were just going to come for a pint, but this pub was doing Sunday dinners and we just couldn't resist. Look how amazing it looks. So we're back at the van now. That Sunday dinner was so good. So I think we're going to have quite a chill evening tonight, and then we've got a really exciting day tomorrow that I'm really looking forward to, which should be really nice. So yeah, we'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. We actually slept quite well last night. It was really quiet here in this car park. So the plan today is we're going to go over to the cafe that's next to this car park for some coffee and maybe some breakfast. Then we're going to walk along the coast over to the Minack Theatre, and then we don't really have much of a solid plan for the rest of the day, other than we're going to maybe check out a few beaches, maybe go for a swim and go over to Land's End. So we just finished our breakfast and our coffee. It was so good. I had this loaded banana bread and I highly recommend it if you go there. So now we're just walking down towards the coast. We're going to head over to the Minack Theatre. I think it's like a half an hour walk maybe. Yeah, so we're going to go check that out. So those rocks behind us there are the ones that we were climbing on last night, and you can just see how big it is.
So we just arrived at the Minack Theatre with 3 minutes to spare. Tickets were £12, but they're a little bit more expensive on the door. We booked in advance, we booked yesterday, so it's worth bearing in mind.
It's so beautiful here. There are like so many colourful flowers. You've got the most amazing view of the sea. Yeah, really excited.
It's really cool because you can see so many sort of intricate carvings on the floor, and we went into the exhibition centre and learnt that Rowena, who built this place, actually carved them all by hand in cement before they dried. There's so many different sort of Celtic symbols and sort of straight lines that she all did by hand with the tip of a screwdriver, which is just such a sort of lovely personal touch.
So we've just come out of the theatre now. We didn't spend too much time there, only about an hour or so, because while we were there we just happened to check whether there was any tickets left for tonight's opening show of The Pirate Queen, and there was a cancellation, which meant there was only 2 tickets left in restricted view, but we were just like, do you know what, while we're here, might as well. I feel like it's such a novelty seeing a show about pirates while you're overlooking the sea. So we're going to go have a full day first and then come back here later to see the show.
Back in the van, next destination, Land's End. We've pitched up really early at our next campsite, which is Land's End Camping and Glamping.
It's really nice. We've just had a quick little check out of it, and the facilities are really like modern and clean, and yeah, it's a really nice little spot actually.
Another big reason why we stayed at this campsite, because it's walking distance to Land's End, which I know is very touristy, but we've never been to the sign, so we're walking to the sign.
It's gotta be done.
It's gotta be done. We're going to do stereotypical touristy things as well as finding hidden gems.
So we just popped to Land's End, and I'm not gonna lie, it was nothing like I expected. I think what I was expecting was the signpost just at the edge of a cliff, because when we went to New Zealand's Mouth's northern point and Mouth's southern point, so basically their version of Land's End, I guess, it was literally in the middle of nowhere, like nothing around for miles, and it was just a signpost basically at the end of the land. But here it's a full-on like tourist complex, so it's got like loads of attractions, loads of like kiosks for food and like restaurants and cafes and a bar, and the craziest thing I thought was you had to pay $10.99 if you wanted a photo by the Land's End sign. So we got a cheeky selfie from far away. Yeah, we were kind of underwhelmed by Land's End, but now we're going to walk over to Nanjizal Bay and have a little swim.
The sun has really come out for us, and I cannot believe just how blue the sea is looking. It might be my sunglasses, but it just looks absolutely insane.
So we've been walking for just about 45 minutes now, and we're just arriving at the cove. So Nanjizal is really popular and famous in Cornwall apparently, because by the looks of it you can swim right into this kind of like cave system, and it's got bright turquoise clear waters.
So it is a little bit tricky to navigate to the swim spot because everything is covered in seaweed.
really cold. Look how crystal clear it is though. Well done.
Apparently the best time to come is at high tide, when the water just sort of flies over these rocks. We've come at the complete wrong time. We're here at low tide, but I still think it's worth coming at any time.
So we're just walking back to the campsite after a little swim. That was so good, wasn't it?
It was so good.
Yeah, we were only in there for probably like 15-20 minutes. It was very, very cold. But I think that was still worth the 45-minute walk to get there. Yeah, I can actually see why the hype is now. It's really cool, and the water is like so crystal clear and so blue.
Tonight is pesto tuna pasta, which might not sound like it goes well together, but Google has assured me it does.
I think as soon as we finish our dinner, we're going to head over to the Minack Theatre, except the sky has gone so dark. Like, it's only 20 to 6 and it's gone really, really dark outside, which doesn't bode well, and I feel like it might rain, which isn't ideal for sitting outside for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But yeah, fingers crossed it stays nice for the performance.
Mid-pour.
Would be better with cheese.
Well, it's quite clear that now that I've had a shower, I have definitely burnt myself. I'm going to need to put on a lot of sunscreen tomorrow. We've just arrived at the Minack Theatre, ready to watch the production of The Pirate Queen. If you remember a bit earlier, we mentioned that we got the last 2 tickets. It seems like there's quite a lot of people here to see the production as well.
And we're in restricted view, so I'm trying to get Tom to hurry along so we can go find good seats so we can actually see the show.
What an absolutely incredible experience.
Yeah, the play was fine.
It was alright.
But it was really cool to have the sea in the background and like watching the waves like swell as the performance was all happening in front. That was a really cool experience. But we're back at the van now, and we just caught the end bit of the sunset at Land's End from the campsite, so I'm glad we just saw that as we are kind of settling down.
We are going to make up the bed now because both of us are so tired, and we have quite a busy day tomorrow of more adventuring up North Cornwall.
Yeah, so in our next video it's going to be all North Cornwall, so if you want to follow along this, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. And yeah, we will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.